Hi everybody, it's Andy from Snow Camps Europe here, just with a quick update for anybody who is travelling to Zell, See Kaprun over the Easter holidays. So today is Saturday the 23rd of March, which is the first arrival day for the busy Easter period. And we are expecting things to get very, very busy. One of those reasons is obviously the snow in most other surrounding resorts to Kaprun is not the best. It is very spring-like. It has been very spring-like for most of the season due to the warm temperatures. Yesterday here in Kaprun it was 16 degrees at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, although up on the Kitschanhorn Glacier, where there is a plenty of snow, it was a lot colder. In this video I'm going to run through some information for you that if you are travelling over, whether it be today or next Saturday for either side of the Easter bank holiday, you are going to need to know and you're going to benefit from because of the busyness and because of the quality of snow over in Zell. So the first thing is the buses. The buses are extremely busy taking people to the Kitschanhorn Glacier. So if you are staying in Zell, your bus is the 660, the 660, and this, for the sake of this video, we're going to talk about the Postplatz, which is the central bus station. This leaves the Postplatz from early in the morning, 6:30, and goes around every 20 minutes all the way to the Kitschanhorn Glacier. Makes several stops on the way to Kaprun. It then stops at Kaprun Center, which is where the Maisgogelbahn is. Okay, and I'm going to talk about the Maisgogelbahn and the K connection in a minute. But the 660 will start picking people up at the Postplatz in Zell, and it will pick people up all the way into Kaprun. So if you are staying in Kaprun, there is a good chance by the time that bus gets to you, it's going to be full and it's going to go straight past you. So if you're in Kaprun, you need to be getting out the door very early to ensure you can get to the lifts early, if you in fact want to get to the lifts early. If you want to go later, after 9 o'clock, then it's probably not going to be a problem because most of those people will have bussed through from Zell. But for those of you in Zell, the 660 is going to be empty at the Postplatz and is going to get busier and busier as you approach either the Kaprun Center or the Kitschanhorn. Now, my advice for anybody who wants to get out early, and you should want to get out early because that's when the best conditions are going to be and it's going to be its quietest, is do not get off the bus from Zell at the Kaprun Center to ride the Maisgogelbahn and the K connection. And I will tell you why in a second. You should go all the way to the Kitschanhorn Glacier car park, get off the bus there, and then take GletscherJet 1 and GletscherJet 2 up. I'll tell you the opening times of those lifts in a second. For people in Kaprun, as I've just said, if you're going to be getting on the 660, there's a good chance this bus is already going to be very full as it comes through Kaprun. So get yourself out early, get on an earlier bus, hopefully you'll get on. If not, there is a second bus going through Kaprun. This is the K bus, as in K for Kitschanhorn, K for Kaprun, K for Knickerbocker Glory, and other words beginning with K. Now, the K bus starts at the top of Schlossstrasse, where the castle is. It comes down the street, okay? So if you are staying in the Soul Sisters, formerly Hotel Tony, if you're in the Sport Crystal, or what was the Sport Crystal, is now called Votters, or if you're in the Somblick or the Mitterreger or any other building, apartment, hotel on that street, you were the first on that bus, which is fantastic, okay? So the K connection is going to come down. It's going to go into the Maisgogel Kaprun Center, the Maisgogel lift. It's then going to take you through Kaprun to the glacier. There are more chances that that bus is going to be slightly emptier than a 660 early in the morning. So if you are in Kaprun, look at the timetable for the K bus and work out where you're going to get on that. Again, don't come down Schlossstrasse on the K bus and get off at the Maisgogel intending to ride the Maisgogelbahn and the K connection if you want to be on that mountain early. You're not going to get there early, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. So those are the buses, folks. The 660 from Zell starts at the Postplatz, travels all the way to Kaprun, drops off and picks up at the Maisgogel Kaprun Center, then carries on to the Kitschanhorn Glacier. My recommendation, go to the Kitschanhorn Glacier. Do not get off for the connection. If you're in Kaprun, the K bus is going to come down Schlossstrasse. It's then going to do the same route through the village. More chance of getting on that than the 660 if you are looking to get on the bus between 7 and 9. Okay, we hope they're going to lay on some more buses over the next 2 weeks, but you never do know. A couple of other things to note, folks. The times for the buses on Sunday are slightly different than Monday and Friday. And don't forget that Friday coming up, Good Friday, and Easter Monday, there is another timetable for the buses. So on all of the bus stops, there are the multiple timetables for the buses. Also in your accommodation, they will have timetables and they will have access to timetables. So if you need to ask somebody, ask in your accommodation. Okay, moving on to the lifts. And I'm going to tell you why I tell you not to get the K connection. Firstly, GletcherJet 1 at the Kitstein Glacier opens at 8:15. Okay, so if you are on a bus that gets you to the glacier around 8:10, you're going to be on the first lift at 8:15. This is going to get you to GletcherJet 2 in around about 10 to 12 minutes, and then GletcherJet 2 gets you up to the skiing area in another 5 minutes. So you could be skiing by 8:45 if you're at the lift station for 8:15, getting on those first gondolas going up. And I would suggest that you all head out super early, because once everyone starts arriving for ski school, and once those people who missed the bus start to arrive, and once those people who foolishly got on the K connection start to arrive, it is going to be very, very busy on the glacier due to the snow being so good. Okay, why don't you get the K connection? If you need to get to the glacier early, especially if you're going to ski school that starts at 9:30, they're going to want you there at about 9:10, 9:15, especially for the first 2 days when they're getting all of the groups made up. If you were to come on the bus, whether that from Zell or you walk to the Maisgogel Centre, the Kaprun Centre as they call it, at the Maisgogel barn opens at 8:30. Fantastic, nice and early, although 15 minutes after GletcherJet 1. It's going to get you up to the K connection before the K connection opens, because this doesn't open till 9. Once the K connection gets you over to the glacier, you're only at the top of GletcherJet 1, at the bottom of GletcherJet 2 and the Langvide chair. You've then got to travel up either GletcherJet 1 or the Langvide chair to get you to the skiable area. If you're on a K connection at 9, you're not going to be at that skiable area till around 9:20 if you are lucky that when you get to GletcherJet 2 and the Langvide chair, there is no queue. And the queues that we have seen since February are horrific from 9:30 onwards at that area. There is a bottleneck. You have GletcherJet 1 coming up. You have 32 people in each cabin coming up the K connection. Everybody then has to go onto a 4-man chairlift or a comfortable 6 to 8 person gondola. So you've got 32, plus I think it's 18 people can fit in GletcherJet 1. 30, 40, 48, 50 people a time coming out, okay? But only 12 going up. So we have a bottleneck, okay? So if you need to get to ski school with Praganella, the yellow and black ski school, they're going to want you there about 9:10, 9:15. You are having to go up GletcherJet 1 and GletcherJet 2, or Maisgogel barn, K connection, GletcherJet 2. That's where their meeting point is, just outside GletcherJet 2 on the right. If you've booked lessons with myself, or you're going through our ski school, then we start at 10 for most group lessons, most private lessons, and therefore you could come on the K connection and be there in time, but you are starting down where that bottleneck is. So again, you want to be there early, because the ski teacher is going to need to take you up to the skiable area to start your lesson. Again, if it's a 10 o'clock start, you want to be there at 9:40, 9:45 to get grouped into those lessons. Okay, if it's a private lesson booked through me and it's a 9:30 start, then again, go and use GletcherJet 1, GletcherJet 2. Our privates, you'll know if you've booked, we are meeting up at the Alpine Centre, so we're already in the skiable area. Weather is going to play a big factor whether you decide to stay and ski in Zell or you come over to the Kitstein Glacier, which I'm guessing 90% of people are going to do because the conditions up there are going to be better. However, there will be a full snow report out on Wednesday. But an interim one for today on the 23rd of March. We are expecting a lot of snow starting Saturday afternoon through Saturday evening and Sunday. Around about a half a metre, 50 to 60 centimetres is due to fall. At the moment, it's blue skies out there. There isn't a cloud in sight, so I can't see how that's going to happen. However, the wind is changing direction. It's going north-northwesterly, and that's what supposedly is bringing this weather in tonight. So there's going to be fresh snow on Sunday morning. That's fantastic. It's going to be snowing on Sunday morning. That's fantastic. However, low down, below 1,400 meters, which is everything in Zell other than the top 600 meters, it is going to be raining, and there's going to be a considerable amount of rain. Okay? A few days into the week, the wind is going to pick up on the glacier, and we're having forecasts of 90 km/h winds. Depending on the level of this wind, this could play its part with lift closures. Okay? Now, there's been a lot of people this year on forums, on Facebook pages, complaining about lift closures due to wind. It happens that if the lift has to close, it has to close. It's for your safety. Okay? We do have surface lifts on the glacier, which means most of the area should stay open. It might just be pockets that get closed, if in fact that wind does interfere with the lifts. What we quite often find is if the wind is over 3,000 meters, then it doesn't matter. It's above the peak, and you'll see the clouds flying by. But if it's around the 2,000 to 2,400, it could affect some of the lifts. If it's below 1,800 and down, it could affect Gletscherjet 2, could affect Langvide chair, could affect the Crystalbahn chair. If it does, then it does. There's nothing we can do about it. But given it's going to be so busy over there, up on the Kitsanon Glacier, again, if we have one lift closure, all the other lifts are going to get busier. Okay? So bear that in mind. But again, heed the advice. Go out early. Start early. Early lunch. Come out when everyone else is in for the lunch. All of the ski school groups have set times for lunch at lunchtime. Dodge those times. Okay? Snow in Zell, not so brilliant. It's far too warm. They're doing their best to maintain it till the end of the season, which is the 6th of April, literally the end of the second Easter week. Up on the Kitsanon, because the temperatures are lower, because it is getting colder at night, the snow conditions are fantastic. And with all this extra snow that's forecast, it's going to be an amazing Easter. It's just going to be busy. You need to have your wits about you. The slopes are going to be busy. Again, getting out early, I keep repeating it, getting out early is going to be the best thing to do. When you're on the glacier, if you've not skied on the Kitsanon Glacier before, you will know there are quite a few bottlenecks, there are quite a few narrow sections, and there are a lot of cross points. Whenever you are crossing over a piste, look up the piste and watch for the people coming down, because they are not always watching for you. It's their responsibility, but I would rather be looking at them, watching where they are going as I am traversing the piste, for instance, to go over to Gletscherjet 3 and 4 mid-station, than rely on them watching me, because most of them are coming down at speed and they are not watching, and a good number of them are not in control. So be very careful when crossing the pistes. Be very careful at the bottlenecks. Be very careful on the narrow sections. On the piste, when it's very busy, try and stick to the side. Yeah, stick over to the very left or the very right. Don't do big sweeping carved turns in the middle of the piste. Ski appropriately, not just for the terrain, but for the number of people who are around you. If you can't do a short turn, go take some lessons to learn how to do a short turn. Because when the pistes are busy, you're going to have to reduce the radius of your turn. You can't just ride the radius of your skis everywhere you go when it's busy. There are going to be far too many people around you. Look for the quiet areas, okay? As you are going up on gondolas, look at the other lifts that you can see on the glacier and have a look where the queues aren't. Maybe down at Sonnencar on the left, the queue is a little bit less than the T-bars on the right. Just keep your eyes out open when you're on the lifts and work out where you're going to go next. Plan your route, okay? One last thing for Easter, the shops. On the 29th, the 31st and the 1st, don't expect many shops to be open. Some of the supermarkets, and the main supermarket in Kaprun typically will be open in the afternoon on the holiday days, as it is on a Sunday. Don't expect any other shops to be open, okay? In Zell, when I say other shops, the sports shops, the ski hires, they will obviously be open. But your other shops, your souvenir shops, other clothes shops, they won't be open on the holidays. Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Easter Monday. Okay, over in Zell, the Biller in the centre of Zell, I'm pretty sure will be open. Again, possibly only afternoons. I'm not 100% sure about that. But the ones outside of Zell, in Schuttdorf probably won't be open on the holidays, other than I think it's Lidl. Lidl does open at 2 p.m. I think it is on Sundays and bank holiday Mondays. But check the opening times if you are going to need to go and shop on Good Friday, or Easter Monday. That is about it, I think, folks. As I said, buses coming from Zell are going to be very busy when they get to Kaprun. Kaprun people look for the K bus. If you're up Schlossstrasse, you're at the start of the line. Perfect. Gletscherjet 1 and 2 are going to get you up to the glacier ski area quicker if you are out early than if you go to the Maiskogelbahn and the K connection. If the ski school says 9:30 for lessons, they want you there at 9:10, 9:15. Get yourself out early. If they say 10, they want you there at 9:40, 9:45. Get yourself there early. Okay? The weather. There's going to be snow. There's going to be rain low down. It's going to be windy in the middle of the week, as the forecast is at the moment. Full snow report Wednesday on our YouTube channel. Busy slopes. Have your wits about you. Think about the things I've said. Think about how you're going to ski. And the shops predominantly are going to be closed over the holiday period. Other than that, folks, we have had a fantastic season here in Kaprun. It's going to go on till the end of May. If you haven't already booked to come over, then there probably will be some very good deals in May, and it will be pretty quiet because come the 6th of April, everything pretty much stops in the way of tourism. You may need to therefore get a flight into Munich, get the train over, but the conditions are going to be fantastic. And the only thing going on upon the Kitzsteinhorn Glacier in May is going to be training courses and some race camps. So it will be fantastic. It's Andy for Snow Camps Europe saying hit the like button if this has been useful. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go over to the Facebook page. We will post daily updates over the next 2 weeks of Easter with useful information as things change. Okay? And don't forget, Snow Report every Wednesday. And share this with your friends if they are heading over to Zell am See or Kaprun. And if you see us on the slopes, give us a shout. If you see us in the bar, buy us a beer. It's Andy for Snow Camps Europe saying bye for now, have a great Easter and stay safe on the very busy slopes.